Hello! Welcome back to another video. This is a vlog, as you can probably tell by the title. I don't really have any themes or anything for this vlog. I don't really know how long it's gonna be. I just kind of decided that I wanted to start filming one. Sorry if I'm a little shaky. I'm holding this with my hand. I didn't want to bring out my tripod. I was feeling lazy. But I just decided I wanted to vlog. I am in between my jobs right now. I just finished my last job. My last day was last Friday. My new job with the tech consulting company doesn't start until the very beginning of June, so I have it's Wednesday today, so I have about 2.5 weeks until I start the new job. This vlog will not be 2.5 weeks long, I promise. I don't know how long this vlog will be, but again, just wanted to start one, especially since it's just me and Toast right now. Connor's off on his trail, and so I need somebody to talk to. Even though you can't really respond until the video is already posted, you at least understand what I'm saying, as opposed to Toast, who I just talked to and she thinks we're gonna go outside. But so again, it is Wednesday. It's Wednesday morning. My plan for today is to clean off my porch and to wipe down my porch sliding door glass window thing. That is first on the list. I've been putting it off and I finally just need to get it taken care of. And then I think Toast and I are gonna go on a adventure down to the lake. I think we're gonna do that next, just right away in the morning. Just because I feel like it'd be good for both of us to get outside earlier than what we normally do, and take a longer adventure than what we normally do. It's a further, I gotta be careful what word I use. It's a further stroll than our normal everyday one. And then, I'll come back, do lunch, and then I've got some studying to do. With my new job, I have a certification that I need to get. And while there's like a whole training program when I start that leads up into the certification, there's so much that I need to learn, at least so that I have seen the material beforehand, if that makes sense. I learn best through repetition. So then I'll do that in the afternoon, and then I've been trying to do that every day for a couple of hours. And then I don't know what else I have planned. Obviously some reading. I am currently reading physically Murder Under Her Skin by Spotswood. This is the second book in the Pentecost and Parker murder mystery series. I'm this far the way through. I think that's like 138 pages in. I'm liking it so far. Basically, we are back with Will and what the heck is her name? Lillian. They call her Ms. Pentecost a lot of times because she's older. But Will and Lillian. Will is the circus runaway who has since been hired by Lillian Pentecost, who's like this world-renowned lady detective. It's set in 1940s. And in this one, we are back at the circus that Will worked at for, I don't know, several years, because the tattooed lady has been murdered, and it's looking like it was Will's kind of mentor that was the one that did the murdering, but they are out to actually prove who really did it, because Will doesn't believe that it was the mentor, and it all seems kind of almost like a setup a little bit. I'm enjoying it so far. I just really love Will as a character. She is our narrator as well. It's kind of like she is typing up these books years down the road after all of these cases have already been closed, and she's just so plucky and spunky and you can't help but love her right away. And then Lillian is just this very serious, kind of Sherlock Holmes-esque character, and you know, she's really fun too, and I really like her as well. But definitely I'm really enjoying like the circus atmosphere here. And I haven't, again, you know, only this far the way through, but there's definitely a lot of like secrets that are already starting to be divulged that Will never knew of when she worked there when she was younger. So yeah, I'm enjoying it. And then I'm also listening to an audiobook called The Watchers. In this one, hold on, I'm gonna switch arms. We're gonna adjust a bit. In The Watchers, we are following our main character, Mina, who her car breaks down in the middle of nowhere. She hasn't seen anybody for hours, hasn't even seen like a house or a building for hours. Her car breaks down and she is forced to kind of keep walking into this wooded forest in order to hopefully get help. And when she gets in there, it starts to get dark, and nighttime starts to hit, and all of a sudden she sees kind of a light, and this lady is at the door of this bunker yelling at her to run and get inside. So she goes inside and she meets the lady and two other people, and they lock the doors, and all of a sudden these unearthly screams start happening, and at night these watchers, these creatures come out, and they are kind of trapped at night in this bunker. It's the only place that is safe, and then during the day they can go out and scavenge, but there's really no way out of the forest that they can find. They're kind of lost in there, and so they're stuck having to survive. I am enjoying it so far. I don't know how to describe it. The writing is a little much sometimes. I love purple prose. I love writing with a lot of flourishes, elegant kind of sounding writing, but this one, it's done in a way where it almost feels like it's trying too hard, I guess, which is a little annoying, but you know, the actual plot itself is very interesting. The characters are, I feel like the author wants you to think that you really have delved deep into these characters, but everything still feels very surface level and they feel very one-dimensional. And I don't know if that's because I'm listening to it on audiobooks, so I feel like maybe I'm getting something different out of it than if I were to read it physically on a page. I feel like sometimes I take things away differently if I listen to it versus physically read it. But like I said, the plot is very interesting. I have reached a point in the story where I would have assumed that the story would have ended by now. Like, you know, something has happened that I had just thought that that would be the end of the book. And I've got 2 hours left, a little over 2 hours left of the audiobook, so I'm not sure what else is going to happen. I am quite interested in that. Hopefully, I have a feeling, I have suspected something for quite a while, and I have a feeling these last 2 hours is going to kind of lead up to that reveal, and I can see where it might be satisfying if maybe you haven't suspected it, but I feel like it's almost been too obvious. If it's the case, if it ends up happening the way I think that it's going to happen. But we will see. But yeah, when I go down to the lake today, I'll be listening to that on my way there and back, but I'll probably be reading Murder Under Her Skin while we're hanging out there for a little while. That is my plan for today, and that is what I am reading, but I'm going to go, let you go for now and clean that porch off. It is Thursday morning. I meant to update you again yesterday, like you know, in the evening or whatever, and then I just didn't get around to it apparently. But it is Thursday morning. I have made a lot of progress on Murder Under Her Skin. I keep wanting to call this title, I don't know what I want to call it, but I keep, like, every time I go to say the title, I, like, have to double check that that's what it's called. But yeah, I made a lot of progress. I have just under 100 pages left, so I will probably finish this today. That is one of the goals, actually, is just to finish it today. I'm still really enjoying it. It's not, like, wowing me at all. I do think that I liked the first one better, just because I really liked the noir New York City atmosphere a lot, and I liked the locked room murder mystery aspect of the first one, but I'm enjoying this one. This one's solid. Like, right now it's probably like a 3.5. It's good. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not like wowing me as much as the first one. I mean, and the first one I think I only gave like 4 stars, which again, still really good. But yeah, I'm enjoying this one. Again, just love Will a lot as a character. I am enjoying kind of like the small town murder mystery aspect of it, because again, they're not in New York City, where kind of they're based out of. They went to this small town in Virginia where the circus is currently being held. So like, that's fun, but I think what really sells me on this series is not only Will and Lillian as characters, but just the noir 1940s New York City aspect of it. But again, just under 100 pages, so I will probably finish this today. It is one of the goals. And then for my audiobook, The Watchers, I'm just under an hour left in it, so that again is a goal to finish it. I'll probably start listening to it again today when I go on my daily stroll. Again, have to be careful what word I use, with toast, and then probably just continue and finish it from there. Those are my reading goals for today. So my reading goals is to finish both of those, which seem pretty feasible. My, like, other goals for today, again, I feel like I'm like holding this camera really weird. My other goals for today, obviously, is to keep studying, spend a couple hours studying for my new role, and the certification for that. That's just kind of a daily goal. The other big goal that I have is to get a new desk chair. My current desk chair is horrible for my back. It's just one of those, like, gamer chairs, but like a cheap version of it. I've had it for years now, and it's definitely time to upgrade, especially since I'm going to be spending 8+ hours every day at that desk. Later down the road, I like to update my desk to a sit-to-stand desk, one that I can stand at, because I like that, and sitting for that long of a time hurts my hips. That's later down the road, but my main goal is to get a new office chair before I actually start my new role. And there's like an office supply or like an office furniture surplus store, kind of, or like basically when businesses shut down or when they move, and they leave behind a lot of like just like lightly used office furniture, this place gets them and then resells it. And there are some really nice steel case office chairs, which is like a pretty good brand. The retail price, they listed the retail price as like $900, and they're selling them for $50 each. So I don't know what's wrong with them. I feel like if you're going that, other than the fact that it looks like they have 47 of them, so it sounds like they just need to get rid of them, but also, if you're going from $900 to $50, I definitely want to sit in them and test them out and see if something is wrong with them. My guess is, because the place doesn't look huge, my guess is because they have 47 of them, they need to just get rid of them, because most of the other, like, they show the retail price and then they show what they're selling them for. Most of the other things that I'm seeing aren't like that drastic of a price decrease. So we will see. If anything, if I don't get one of those, they have like a bunch of others. So I'll pick up one of the others. But I need a new office chair. So that's my number one goal. I'm actually gonna go after I finish updating you. I'm going to finish getting ready. Which basically is just putting my shoes on and everything. But then I'm gonna go do that first. I think I want to get that out of the way first. So those are my goals. Office chair, studying, finishing both my books today. We will see how well that goes. I feel like it's all very doable. I'm worried I almost don't have enough on my plate. That's kind of a thing that I've been trying to do, is each day, I mean, this is only, I guess you would say day 4 of like when I would normally be going to work, since it's Thursday. You know, I didn't really count on Saturday, Sunday, but like, you know, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and I am just kind of worried, especially with Connor being gone, that I am gonna start getting sad and not productive, which is part of the reason why I'm vlogging with you guys, to keep you guys up to date, kind of keep myself more accountable. And then I just have been trying to really make sure that I have something that I'm doing every day. Like I have a plan, I have goals of things that I want to get done. Even if it is just going down to the lake with Toast, it's something that gets me out of the apartment and I'm doing something and it's good for both of us. So I count it as a win. I totally forgot. I was gonna actually give you an update on the Watchers. I literally only said that I had a little under an hour left, and I had actual stuff that I wanted to talk about. Totally just did not think about that. I was too busy focused on what I wanted to get done today. Yeah, the Watchers. So you know how I said there's this one thing, like, that I was expecting to have happen, like expecting to be the twist, a reveal, something like that, and I basically just like saw it coming. It happened. I saw it coming. There was one aspect of it that I didn't predict, which was kind of cool, but in hindsight I was like, duh, Sarah, you should have seen that coming. So it was kind of not as fun of a reveal as I wanted it to be. I felt like all of the foreshadowing to it was very heavy-handed, but yeah, it did happen, so I was correct in that, and I am now understanding like where I thought like the book was going to typically end, why it didn't end there, and now we have moved past that. It now makes a lot more sense with how the author wanted this reveal to happen. Basically, I just wanted to let you guys know that my prediction was correct. There was just one aspect of it that I didn't see coming, but in hindsight should have definitely seen coming. But yeah, I think right now with under an hour left, it's a solid 3 stars. I'm entertained, but kind of annoyed by the characters. Like they're just kind of, they feel very one-dimensional when the author is like clearly trying to make them more than that. But the plot is good, and again, the purple prose is just kind of, it's trying too hard. But plot-wise, I'm enjoying it. Again, solid 3 stars, and again, I have just under an hour left, so you know, depending on how it ends, if I hate the ending, the rating could go down. I don't see it going above a 3 star, but again, just wanted to kind of throw that update in there, because I totally forgot to do that. Okay, now I'm gonna go get the office chair. It's here. I can see, so it turns out the reason why it was so cheap, because it's like I said, it's a steel case. They originally sold, like, I think retail price for this is like $900, and I got it for $50. Multiple reasons. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just like they sell things at discount price anyway, and then this is their spring warehouse clearance sale. Because of the ugly color choice of like the white and the red, like people just don't want this particular chair, and they have like 47 of them that they need to basically clear out of their warehouse, so that's why it's so dang cheap. Yeah, it sits so comfortably, much better than my other one. This adjusts, obviously the seat adjusts, the hands stuff adjust. They also had something really cool, this sit to stand that actually like goes on top of your desk, that, so I don't have to get like a whole new desk, and it was $25. They had like 3 different ones that were $25, because of their warehouse clearance sale. However, if I get one, I'm going to have to evaluate these shelves and everything. They do have ones that like sit and pull out. Like when they come up, they pull out. So I think that would be helpful. But yeah, the whole shelving thing. And then like underneath, like my pictures underneath here, I'm gonna have to like figure out how to fix this. But this is literally my desk setup now. The rest of the bedroom. Yeah, I got the chair and we are golden. I don't know if I'm gonna get this to stand desk yet. Again, I gotta like measure things and then I gotta take into consideration this whole situation. But yay! I finished it. I'm bouncing between a 3.5 and a 4 because I did really like the ending, and I just, especially like those last like, I don't know, 70 or so pages, there was a lot of really fun action. And some really interesting little twists. Didn't see the killer coming. I had like a suspicion, but I knew that suspicion was, it was too easy. It was too low-hanging fruit. So I knew that it probably wasn't right. And I was glad that I was wrong. But yeah, I had a great time with this. Not too much more to say about kind of just like this book in particular as opposed to like the first one. There are just a couple of things in general that I wanted to speak about for this series. I think Stephen Spotswood does a really good job of kind of reaching just a couple of points in the book to recap what our lady detectives know, and kind of like rehashing the facts and laying it back out for the reader in a way that's not overdone and it's not like annoying. You know, it's like a good reminder of like, hey, it's just the detectives talking with each other or making a list, or this is what we know, and this is, you know, these are the facts, that kind of a thing. I think he does a good job of that. There's been a couple of mysteries that I've read that almost the authors do it too much, that they're constantly rehashing like every other chapter, and it's like, okay, we get it, like you don't need to do it that much. And then the other thing that I wanted to mention that I've kind of danced around just by talking about how I really like Will and Lillian, but I guess like a big thing that I guess I really haven't like explicitly stated is I think he writes women really well. This may sound kind of bad, but you get like a lot of male authors just don't know how to write from a female perspective. Either they're just like caricatures or they just don't sound realistic, whereas Spotswood really writes the story from Will's point of view really well. You know, she's a very well fleshed out character and he's not afraid to mix the feminine with the tomboy aspect. Like I think he is able to really make her dynamic that way. I feel like a lot of male authors are like, she's either ultra feminine or she's ultra tomboy and like doesn't know that she's beautiful, whereas Spotswood gives Will a good mix of tomboy and femininity, and it like blends seamlessly with her personality as a whole, and I think he just does a really good job of it. And so we love when male authors can write female characters well. But yeah, I am definitely going to be continuing this series. I've been reading it very slowly. Like, I think I read Fortune Favors the Dead, which is the first one, last year at some point, maybe towards the beginning of the year, maybe even over a year ago. Like, this is only the second one, but there are 2 more out. So I will at some point be picking up the third and reading that one. I'm not sure when, but I do plan to continue these, and these are good because, you know, they follow the same characters, but you don't have to read them close together to understand the current book that you're reading. You know, they are kind of like their own separate murder mystery. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. So again, I'm bouncing between a 3.5 and a 4. I haven't quite decided what I'm going to give it yet. But there is that. I don't know what I'm going to read physically next. The rest of my plan for today is to I'm studying for the certification. Then obviously the puppy and I have to go on our stroll. I do also plan to do some yoga today. And then, like I said earlier, I'd like to finish the audiobook that I'm listening to, but those are my main plans for the rest of the day. I don't know what I'll do in the evening. I haven't decided yet, but that's my plan for the rest of the day, and I will check in with you probably whenever I finish the audiobook for the Watchers. Hello again, I am back. It is still Thursday evening, it's about 6:30. I did, do my studying for the afternoon, walked Toasty, did my yoga. I'm gonna give you the update and then I'm gonna go eat dinner. But I did finish The Watchers. I gave it a 3-star. There was another reveal that it was like one at the very, very end that I'd been questioning of like, is this the case? Are we gonna address this? For quite a while, actually. And again, I found this one to be maybe not as heavy-handed as like the main reveal, but I saw it coming from like a mile away. Again, I think if you hear a weird noise, Toasty has now decided that it's time for her to chew her bone, right below the camera. It was okay. Like, it didn't blow me away. I was entertained, kind of all the same things that I've been saying, of like, the characters felt like the author was trying too hard, but yet they were still one-dimensional. The purple prose, and I kind of think that the purple prose bugged me because it was narrated. Like, I listened to it audibly, or over audiobook. I listened to it instead of reading it. I feel like maybe if I read it on paper, it wouldn't have bothered me as much, but for some reason, it bothered me listening to it. I don't know, and maybe that's not the case. Maybe I would have been bothered no matter what, but so I gave that one a 3. She's really going to town on that bone. Today turned really sunny. It was kind of chilly in the morning, and then while I was reading outside, and then as the afternoon went on, when Toast and I went outside for her walk, got really warm, got kind of humid, but I like the sun, I'll take it. But yeah, it is Thursday evening, again, 6:30, I'm gonna go make dinner, maybe watch a stream if somebody's streaming, or YouTube videos, something. And then I don't know what I'm gonna do for the rest of the night. I do want to paint my nails. They're looking, I don't know if you can see, there is like this like light iridescent that's very, very, very chipped away. I've been meaning to repaint my nails for like at least a week and a half now, and I just haven't gotten around to it. I keep putting it off, and then I keep forgetting about it in the evening, just not thinking that like, oh yeah, you can do this, Sarah. Because normally I like to repaint them in the evening, because then I don't suddenly get distracted by something else that I want to do and like smudge them. In terms of the next book I'm gonna read, because right now I'm now done with both the books that I was currently reading, and I don't really 100% know what I'm gonna read next. I am thinking I want to pick up The Electric Kingdom by David Arnold. This has been on my TBR monstrosity stack pile thing for quite a while now. I know it is like a post-apocalyptic story. I think it has to do with like portals as well, but less in like the sci-fi spaceship portals and more in like, I don't know. But I'm gonna read to you the inside. This is the one that I'm thinking about reading. There's a really pretty artwork on the inside. It says, "We've been here before." And it says, when a deadly fly flu sweeps the globe, it leaves a shell of the world that once was. Among the survivors are 18-year-old Nico and her dog on a voyage devised by Nico's father to find a mythical portal A young artist named Kit, raised in an old abandoned cinema, and the enigmatic deliverer who lives life after life in an attempt to put the world back together. As swarms of infected flies roam the earth, these few survivors navigate the woods, a post-apocalyptic New England, meeting others along the way, each on their own quest to find life and love in a world gone dark. The Electric Kingdom is a sweeping exploration of art, storytelling, eternal life, and above all, a testament to the notion that even in an exterminated world, one person might find beauty in another. So yeah, this is the one that I'm leaning towards. Again, I'm not 100% set on it. I might change my mind last minute. But I think this is what I'm going to go with. Obviously, if I change my mind, you will find out during my next update. But that is about all that I had to talk about right now. I just wanted to give you an update on kind of the Watchers and what I'm thinking of reading next. So I will check in with you later. It is Friday morning. I did, in fact, start The Electric Kingdom by David Arnold, and guys, I have a very good feeling about this. I don't want to jinx it. I'm only like 50 pages in, so like that far. But I have a very good feeling. I've actually already highlighted a couple of things. I normally don't like tab or highlight in my books. There's like maybe one exception within the last year, Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin, that I tabbed a lot. And then normally I don't highlight things in books, but I have realized that that's something that I want to do more of, because they're my books, first of all, so I can do whatever I want with them, and then second of all, like, if I loan them out, like, I find it fun that when you get like a used book or whatever, and you see things underlined or little notes or things highlighted like from the previous reader, like, I love that. I think that's fun. It gives you like kind of an insight of what the other person that read it found important or like stood out to them. And so I didn't really go into this with the plan of tabbing or highlighting, but I found a couple of lines that I really just liked, and I decided I'm gonna do that, and I think that's something that I kind of want to do more of. So some of the lines, I'm gonna read you a couple. There's and Nico wondered if perhaps that was life after life, not a physical place, but a loop of some former time in which a person, after death, was allowed to relive over and over again. There, in a story, in her father's armchair, in her father's arms, Nico hoped that was the afterlife. And I don't know, I just thought that was really pretty, and I liked it. And then the other one, and while summers are hot and winters are long, and while aloneness is itself a presence in the room, loneliness is nothing but pure absence, a reaching down and hollowing out. I have learned to love myself, my own company. I have learned that you can hate a house only so long as you avoid a fundamental truth, that you are the one who calls it home. But yeah, I have a very good feeling about this. So basically, I know I read you guys the summary before, but we are following like 3 different characters. We're following Nico, who is 18, and she has been sent kind of on this journey to Manchester, not Manchester in the UK, but Manchester like in the States on the East Coast. So she is kind of trekking through the woods with her dog. We don't really know why she has to go there. We know that her dad is kind of like sent her on this journey. So we're following her, and then we are following 12-year-old Kit, who is this kid who lives in this town with 3 other people. So basically this apocalypse, it's like post-apocalyptic, right? I feel like I'm doing a really bad job explaining this. It's post-apocalyptic to the point where like humanity has been wiped out, basically. Like this whole town with Kit in it has like 4 people, including him. That's like how wiped out everything is. Like there's no like government, there's no like military, like the world is like that wiped out. We're following him, and he is an artist, and he is, you know, living with these 3 other people. We don't really know too much more about what his story is. We just kind of got introduced to him, and then we're following the deliverer, who, I know I mentioned in the synopsis, they like live multiple lives. We just got introduced to them. They're on like their 170th life or something like that. You don't really know too much about them, but it's clear that like they have some sort of like higher purpose, because it's something about the red books give them like instructions, or they take notes about like the world in the red books. I don't know. It's really hard to explain. Like I said, I'm only 50 pages in, but I have a very good feeling about this. I think I'm really, really gonna enjoy it. So I forgot to mention, this is young adult. It's YA. Not that that matters, but I think it gives you a little bit more perspective of kind of like the tone of the story. It does remind me a lot of How High We Go in the Dark by Sequoia Nagamatsu. Like, I'm kicking myself because I should have mentioned that in my last video of like notable reads, because I loved that book. Like, it was so good. That one is adult, kind of pandemic story. It's basically a series of short stories that are all loosely interconnected, and you don't really know how they're connected until you get like obviously later on in the book. But for some reason it reminds me of this book, but like this is like the YA version of it. But yeah, I am really enjoying this. I feel like I've babbled a lot, but I obviously am gonna move forward with this because I have a very good feeling about it. So that is what I'm reading now. In terms of my plan for the day, like I said, it's Friday morning. Right now, I think Toasty and I are gonna go take a WALK down to the PARK. I think that's our plan for this morning. That way she can just kind of like run around and romp around, and I will sit in the shade and read. This afternoon, I, will be doing some studying, and then I think so one of the local game stores has, well actually a lot of the local game stores around here has Friday night Magic the Gathering drafts, and I think I'm gonna go to that with one of my friends. Not 100% sure. I gotta make sure that he's still planning on going, because if he is, then I'm gonna join him. So we'll see. That is probably the plan for the evening, but I gotta make sure he is still planning on going to that. But I'm gonna head out, and we are gonna go to the PARK. It is Saturday morning. I almost said Saturday night for some reason. It's Saturday morning. Last night I did end up going to Friday Night Magic at the local game store that I usually go to with my friend. So we drafted the newest set. It's Outlaws of Thunder Junction, so it's Wild West themed. I went 1 and 2, which is, the fact that I won 1 match is all that matters to me. That's like my baseline. You don't know how a Swiss Rounds and Magic the Gathering limited drafting works. I'm gonna give you a quick crash course. Basically, you are in like a pod. The kind of dream is to have 8 people, and actually yesterday we had 2 pods of 8. There were 16 people that showed up. So you sit in kind of like a circle or whatever with your 8 people, and you each have 3 packs of, I think for this set, typically they're 15 cards. This set, they changed up the pack styles. They're 14 cards now. So you each have 3 packs of 14 cards. At the same time, you open pack 1, you flip through, you pick 1 card out of that pack that you want, and then you pass it to the next person. Okay, you pass like right, left, right. So for first pack, you always pass to the right. Second pack, then you pass to the person on your left. Third pack, you pass to your right. So then you do that for all the packs until you have a stack of cards that you have picked out in hopes of making a deck out of, and then you make a deck of at minimum 40 cards. You can go over 40 cards, but you typically want to actually keep it at 40 cards if you can. Then you play 3 rounds of 3. So you get a opponent and you do a best of 3 match, and you do that for 3 different opponents. So I won 1 best of 3 and lost my other 2 best of 3s, which, yeah, my baseline is just to win 1 match each time I go, because I don't play super regularly. I'm not super serious about it, but I just go to have fun and to get out of the apartment, and I had a good time. Today, I think my plan this morning, so my city has a farmer's market downtown every Saturday morning. We're about mid-morning now. I got a little bit of a slow move in this morning, so a little bit of a later start than what I wanted to, but I think my plan is to go ahead and go to the farmer's market today. I don't typically go. I think usually every summer, because it goes from like about May to October, I think, and I would say that I go maybe twice a year, just because it's really, really crowded, and I don't usually have anything that I want to pick up there, but it's always kind of something fun to go to, just to walk around and everything and see what's there. Again, I don't really know if I'm gonna pick anything up, but I decided that that's what I wanted to do. That was kind of been my plan that I had in mind for the past few days, is that today I wanted to do that. Now I'm kind of second guessing it and not sure if I want to go, but I think it's just going to be a good thing for me to do, so I'm going to go ahead and push myself to do it. In terms of reading updates, still reading The Electric Kingdom. I am about a third of the way through right now, and I know that I said I had a good feeling about this book, meaning I had a high hopes that this was going to be 5 stars. I don't know if that's the case anymore. Not that this is bad. It's not bad, and I honestly think right now it's like a solid 4 stars. That may change. It may go back up to 5. I don't know. I think right now, I don't know how to explain it. It's not quite going where I thought it was gonna go. However, again, I'm only a third of the way through it, so that could very well change. I think we could easily fluctuate between a 4 and a 5 throughout the entirety of this book. But I am still really liking the writing style. I am still really enjoying our characters. It's kind of hard to explain more than what I mentioned earlier. Like, we haven't really seen Nico for a while. For a while, we've really been focused on Kit. There's been a lot happening with his storyline. We've kind of taken a break from Nico, and then the Deliverer, we just kind of get very small chapters. Very sporadic chapters. Really this story is really focused on Nico and Kit, and right now Kit for sure. Kit's the 12-year-old artist who he lives in this old like theater, and then he has the run of this town with 3 other people, and then Nico is the 18-year-old with her dog going on this journey. You kind of get more information as to why she's going on this journey, and kind of what made her just decide that even though she didn't quite believe her dad as to the reasoning why, she kind of just decided that she's gonna go anyway. And I don't want to, I feel like that's kind of in spoiler territory, so I'm not going to really talk about that, but that was kind of interesting, and I did like that explanation. But yeah, I am still really enjoying this, and I obviously plan to continue reading this today, but I think my main goal then is the farmer's market, and I don't really know what I'm going to do after that, so it's not really going to take me that long, maybe just a couple of hours. But yeah, I haven't decided what I'm going to do the rest of the day. I do kind of want to, I've got the itch to play more Magic, and so they have like an online format. It's called Magic the Gathering Arena. So I might play that. I could also get a jump start on editing this vlog. The only real solid plans I have today is the farmer's market. So I am gonna go head out and do that, and I will check in with you later. Hello, it is Sunday. It's actually mid-afternoon. I realized I didn't update you at all yesterday. Hello. Or, you know, this morning, obviously, since it's Sunday afternoon. And I apologize for that. I really didn't have too much to update. I think I'm gonna close this vlog out. My plan was to close it out today anyway. I didn't mean for it to kind of peter out like this, but that's just how the cookie crumbles, I suppose. I am still really enjoying the Electric Kingdom. I'm now almost 2/3 of the way through. So I'm enjoying it. Again, I predict it to be either 4 or 5 stars, just kind of depending on how this ending plays out, or I guess this last almost third. Tabbed a few more places, not a whole lot, but a few. I am just overall really enjoying it. I think it really is just kind of an exploration of humanity and how we fumble through forming different relationships, as well as kind of just the loss of innocence, or the kind of determination to keep innocence for the sake of others, if that makes sense. Yeah, I just overall I'm really enjoying this. I don't really have too much more to say, except I love Kit, the 12-year-old. He is just, I swear if anything bad happens to him, I'm gonna be so upset, because he is just like a little treasure of a character, and I love him. Yeah, this is good. This is really great. I'm definitely really enjoying this. I think if you want kind of a quieter, almost more whimsical post-apocalyptic story, I think this is a really good one. But yeah, I plan on just continuing this. I probably won't finish it tonight, but probably tomorrow with the rate that I'm going, and just the font in general, you know, it's quite big, just because it is YA novel, so typically their fonts are bigger. Yeah, so there is that. And I might get such an ugly crier, so I didn't want to, I don't know if I want to put this on the internet. I'm still debating. This is Sarah from the future. When I said I was going to end the vlog before finishing this book, I needed to, I just finished it. Please excuse the banging and the weird construction noises. I don't know what they're doing, but it's been going on all morning while I've been finishing this book. I finished it. And I said I thought it was only going to be 4 stars. I was an idiot. Lying. Purely, those were lies. This is 5 stars for sure, hands down. I have been crying all morning as I've been trying to finish this. Like just trying to get through the last like 70 pages. I literally, when I filmed the clip of saying that I was going to end the vlog, I don't know what they're doing up there. Oh my god. Yeah, when I ended the clip saying that I was closing out the vlog, I then went to read this, and like 20 pages in, bawling. And then I had like about, I don't know, 70 pages left this morning, and it has taken me so long to finish them, because this is so good. I can't even tell you why this book is so good, because it's gonna spoil it. Like, if I tell you the things that it, like, just the running themes, I feel like it spoils it. Like, I can't, I can't, first of all, I can't even form a coherent, oh my god. I can't even form a coherent thought on top of like how to do this without spoiling this book, but I just wanted to come on here and say this is 100% 5 stars. Don't let the fact that it's young adult scare you away or deter you from reading it, because this was amazing. And now I'm gonna go because the construction is continuing to get louder and louder. Still haven't picked up a audiobook. I'm thinking it's gonna be a nonfiction one. It's called Lucy and I haven't went for a walk yet, and today I just realized Billie Eilish and Cage the Elephant both have new albums out, so I'm probably gonna listen to one of those on our walk. But the next audiobook I want to pick up, I think Connor and I are gonna actually try to pick it up together. It's called Gory Details: Adventures from the Dark Side of Science. I don't know if you can see that. But yeah, it is basically, it says, an acclaimed science reporter investigates the gross, strange, and morbid absurdities of our body and our universe. From the research biologist who stunned himself with every conceivable insect to the world's most murderous mammals, this entertaining book explores often ignored but alluring facets of biology, anatomy, space exploration, nature, and more. So yeah, we figured that would be something kind of interesting to listen to kind of in tandem. But that, I don't know, like I said, don't know when I'm going to pick it up. But yeah, I just wanted to really close out this vlog. Thank you so much for joining me through kind of the later half of this past week. I hope you consider sticking around and subscribing. But again, thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. But until then, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye!